Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in today to Izzy the Tech Guy. Wanted to make a quick video about layoffs. Been hearing a lot about that in the news, so wanted to give my take on that. In my experience, that is something that I see quite often, to be honest with you. I'll say at least once a year that you'd hear companies laying off. Usually doesn't make the mainstream news like it is in these current times, but that is something that we hear. I remember back in the days where I worked for a banking system. They had about 2 layoffs a year, and you kind of knew when it was coming. It was usually October and end of the year, and then usually from like just hearing people talk about why that would happen in that industry that I was in, it was mainly because of budget constraints. So at the end of the year, usually, all the projects want to be wrapped up and we want to close the books on everything. So, hey, start cutting costs. And usually what I would see is that in the beginning of the year, that's when they'll rehire almost everybody that they laid off. Well, not the same exact people, but their position will be reposted again. And that's been my experience. But what I'll say that makes it different or unique during these times is that it's happening in the beginning of the year. And well, technically I've been hearing about it since the end of last year, which I thought, okay, that's normal. But then seeing it happen in the beginning of the year and it's continuously happening, then what are we now in March, excuse me. And we still hear about them planning to make more layoffs. So I guess that's kind of like, I wouldn't say alarming, but out of the ordinary. And my take on that is I feel the pandemic, I know everybody's blaming everything on the pandemic, but I really feel that is the reason. I feel some companies, they did not plan accordingly, and it was very hard to. I mean, this is something that most of us haven't seen in our lifetime. So dealing with the COVID appearing and not knowing, hey, this is going to be the new norm, this is going to be different. So, unfortunately, some companies, it was very hard for them to plan. You can kind of see that in the housing market. COVID came up and then we started selling more homes, selling them at higher rates. Some people feel, hey, we're still climbing. Very few people still think it's going to climb. A lot of people think, hey, this is just getting ready for a crash. So I feel that's kind of what you can relate this to. And another thing is, there's not enough data out there to really go off of, hey, is this going to be continuing to happen as far as the layoffs? And what I mean by that is we're still kind of trying to get ourselves out of COVID. So we don't know if we're going to need more IT folks to support the work from home movement that started happening. We don't know if companies are going to cancel that and say, hey, everybody come back to work. And in my opinion, I feel whichever way it is, we're going to still need more IT folks, because either you're going to have to re-stand up everything, or you're going to have to pivot and start supporting more work from home. So it's unfortunate. I hate seeing people lose their job, their livelihood to provide for their family. And like I said, it's unfortunate. So that's my take on it. Please like, comment, share, and let me hear down in the comments below what you think about these layoffs.